if we're looking at the best way to grow your creator business, that would be having a newsletter and sending emails. Because a newsletter allows you to communicate with your audience very often and to guarantee that communication, which social media just simply cannot do. You post something on social media, maybe 2% of your audience sees it. Maybe someone sees a post from you on Monday and the next post they see from you is in 3 months. But with a newsletter, you don't only know that, but you can guarantee how often you talk to your audience. And talking to your audience is the way you build trust, and trust is the way you can sell things online, because people have so many options right now that the only people they're going to buy from is the people they trust. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jordan Parker. I run Creator Income, which is the only newsletter for creators on how to build their income. It's pretty cool. Currently, I'm helping several creators with newsletter sizes ranging from 500 people to 50,000 people grow their income, so I know a thing or two about growing a newsletter. In this video, we're going to cover 3 different ways to grow your newsletter, which I'm sure you heard of, but you're not using at least one of them effectively, and most likely all of them effectively. So let's get through those 3 and just quick fire our way through. Number 1 is we have referrals. Referrals are the easiest way you can grow your list. How referrals work is you simply get other people to refer more people to your newsletter, which is very easy to say, but not necessarily as easy to do. So I'll give you 2 ways you can get that going. Number 1, very simple, bribe people. Create a referral program and ask people to share your newsletter in exchange for something that you're giving them. This can work very, very well because, people like doing stuff for stuff. It is just far easier to commit to sharing a newsletter if there's something in for me besides the fame and eternal glory for saving my friend with your, amazing knowledge. If you give me something in exchange, I'm just way more likely to do it. So if you just take this and plug it into a welcome sequence, for example, you can have a very high referral rate compared to most newsletters, which is one way to implement that. But there is another way which I find personally a lot easier. And that way is simply you open up your favorite social network, let's go with Twitter for this one, and you simply scroll to your timeline and look for what your friends are posting. In this case, I know Rob, I know Kiri, I know Lessa, I know Parker, I know Latin, I know Kieran, I know a bunch of those people. I can go to either one of them and say, hey, do you want to exchange emails for newsletters? You have to figure out what's in it for them to want to do it. But if you can find this win-win in which you reach their audience and they reach your audience, you can very much get them to exchange your lists and get a bunch of referral traffic from their newsletter. And unlike the other method in which we have to ask your audience, which obviously can only bring maybe 1 or 2 referrals per person at best, you can get hundreds of referrals after one conversation, which is far more effective. As a bonus way to find referrals, I also recently found a platform called LetterGrowth. It is absolutely fantastic because it has a massive archive of different newsletters. You can see here they have different pages of newsletters, and you can contact every single one of those and just ask them to, exchange emails and kind of cross-populate your audiences. This can be an amazing way for you to grow your newsletter if you don't really have anyone of your friends or contacts who is running a newsletter as well. Method number 2 is what you're currently seeing this video on. It's YouTube. YouTube is amazing and it's very, very underutilized in the creator space. There is a special segment of creators who are YouTubers, but everyone else is kind of sleeping on YouTube and not using it proactively. But if you are a creator, if you have any sort of small business, if you're a freelancer, you need to be on YouTube. You can generate a lot of email subscribers through YouTube, and the best part about YouTube is you can publish content and sometimes it will perform very poorly. My latest video, even though it's performing really well with business content, the reach isn't massive, so I'm not getting a whole lot of views on it, which is fine because this video is going to live for the next 5-10 years, and during those 5-10 years it can generate hundreds of times more views than that. And for some videos, as you can see, for some of the videos here, they can start getting hundreds of views per day by simply existing for a long enough time. And you do this consistently over a long enough period of time, and you get a lot of eyeballs on your content, and your content can simply say, hey, why don't you join my newsletter? It's called Creator Income, and you can find a link down in the description or in the first comment to this video. And this way, people know to join your newsletter, as you currently know to join my newsletter. Pretty straightforward stuff, but it works exceptionally well. Finally, the third and probably one of my favorite ways to grow any newsletter is Reddit. Reddit is exceptionally powerful powerful when it comes to traffic, and with the new search updates, Reddit is getting a stupidly huge amount of traffic. When it comes to Google, a massive part of all searches in the entire world end up with a click on Reddit. To help you realize how popular Reddit is, here is a comparison between how often people search for the US president and how often people search for Reddit. You can see that the US president is barely on the line, while Reddit is just crushing it and going upwards. And what that means is that you can basically go there and advertise your content there, which I'll show you how, because it's a little bit tricky. Just for fun, I decided to compare the search for Reddit, the US president, and ice cream, because we all obviously want to know not where Reddit ranks, we want to know where ice cream ranks, because ice cream is absolutely awesome. Like, you need this chocolate ice cream, extra chocolate, and extra chocolate on top, like triple chocolate ice cream. This is the best ice cream. But when it's compared to Reddit, like Reddit crushes even ice cream. Basically, Reddit is better than ice cream. What you'll very quickly find out when you try marketing on Reddit is that you can just pick any subreddit and be like, hey guys, join my newsletter. And what you'll get is an instant ban, probably, or at least deletion of your post from that subreddit, because people don't like promotion. Like the first subreddit I click, literally the first link says you will be banned if you promote your posts in your main post. So you can't really promote on Reddit in the way that most people expect, just going on subreddits and sharing your content. That's not how the social network works. The way you do it correctly is you do 3 steps. Step number 1 is you find subreddits that your audience is interested in. So if you are offering, for example, design services, you would look for website hosting subreddits, or places in which website owners talk, or entrepreneurship subreddits. Places in which your target audience is staying, but they're not directly or necessarily connected to design. You can also go to design subreddits, but of course there will be far more designers there compared to the other ones, which are dedicated to something different. Step number 2 is you look for people with problems and you help them. You basically go around on this and be, hey, this is product feedback for Notion. And I can go in here and look, hey, what kind of problems does this person have with Notion? And I can help them with one of those problems. If I do a good enough job at helping them, I'll also do step number 3, which is I will include a link to my newsletter. I will include one link. I will not just promote it. I will actually add value to the conversation. But if I do that, there is a very high chance this person will appreciate it, and people like that person will appreciate it, which means that my comment will raise in the sea of other comments, and many people will see it. The more people see my comment, the more people see that I'm a helpful person, the more people click my link and potentially join my newsletter. So this is a very good way to increase your visibility, and very few subreddits actually ban linking to your content in the comments, because the comments are not that regulated compared to the main posts, which means that you can just join a bunch of subreddits and just talk to people and help them out and get tens, even hundreds of different clicks every single day for your newsletter for free, quote unquote free. There is nothing that's absolutely free, with just investing a little bit of time on Reddit, which can be a very fun place to hang out. It can be very toxic as well, but if you curate your feed, it can be very fun as well. So go through those 3 networks, figure out which one suits you the best, or even combine some of them, as I currently do, and use those to grow your newsletter. The bigger your newsletter, the more money you can potentially make with it. And if you want to know how to exactly make this money, join my newsletter, Create for Income. There is a link below. As I already said, you know what to do. See you soon.